Greetings from Tokyo, my dear friends. This is Daisuke, and I very much hope that this video finds you well and in very good spirits wherever you are in the world. And today I'd like to continue on with discussions of our favorites from Criterion during this year of 2021. And this category is one that I like to call favorite 4K UHD releases. So as we know, 2021 was a very big year for Criterion in the context of physical media, because this was the point in time where we understand that Criterion first made its releases in this emerging new physical media format, that being 4K UHD. So we had a number of titles that came later in the year, and maybe therefore the number is quite limited, but let me now share with you my favorites in the context of the 4K UHD category, and also just give you my it's 5, so I'll give them in order of my favorites, so from 5 down to 1. And I should say also, let me make one more comment here, which I tried to emphasize in a number of the 4K UHD title discussions. But one of the things that I really want to emphasize is, while I am not necessarily saying that the 4K UHD format is a must for every single person, because it's not. I know it's not. It is, I think, for me, a very valuable type of experience. So I enjoyed it immensely, for a number of reasons that I tried to get into in each of the video discussions. So it helped me a lot, and hopefully it will continue that relationship between me and the work through various formats, including 4K, will be something that I look forward to. And I should say, too, that I am not necessarily going to abandon any of the other prior formats. On the contrary, I'm a big admirer of other formats. Laserdisc, VHS, DVD, Blu-ray, etc. So this is yet another option, and that's how I will view it and engage with the works through these various options, including this new emerging format. So without further ado, my friends, let us now talk about those favorites from the year. Number 5. So my number 5 favorite 4K UHD release here is this one, which is the SPY number 1104 release, and it's for Citizen Kane. Now, it's at number 5, and that might seem maybe, oh, it's quite low or something of that sort, but on the contrary, this is a very strong list, and I think the order could have been shuffled depending on my mood. It just so happens that today this is at number 5, but that's not a knock against the release or the film itself. On the contrary, I mentioned it before, I really felt that this viewing of this work through this format really enabled me to see the film in a particular perspective that I had not necessarily considered quite deeply before, but now I can't not think about it through that perspective. And so that really was a testament to how much the 4K format really helped me to examine this work and the like. And so I will continue to have this. I'm very honored to have this as an option going forward with examining and exploring and engaging with this incredible work of art that is Citizen Kane. So this is my number 5 favorite 4K release from Criterion. Number 4 favorite UHD or 4K UHD release from Criterion is for the film, which is at SPY number 44, and it is this work, which is The Red Shoes. Now, The Red Shoes, I understand too. The 4K UHD release was essentially based upon the 2009 restoration, which in and of itself is a brilliant restoration for a number of reasons. And the 4K, the format in which one can engage with this particular presentation or version, I felt was very awesome and it was so encompassing and so enveloping. And I think for me, it really it was a very powerful watching and viewing experience. I still think that the Blu-ray is top notch, and so it's very hard for me to try to distinguish which one I prefer. Do I prefer the 4K or do I prefer the Blu-ray? I think they have very strong visual and presentation elements, but I must say that the 4K presentation and sound was something that I was just taken with, and it just made me, as I say, very, very happy to have been able to engage with the format in this way. So my number 4 choice for favorite 4K presentations from Criterion is this title, The Red Shoes. Number 3, my number 3 favorite 4K UHD presentation from Criterion is this title, which is at SPY number 1105, and it's right here. Menace to Society. This particular presentation was a standout for me in terms of the look and feel and also the sounds. I was just jumping. I was shocked at certain moments of sound in particular, and the way in which there are some moments of real powerful and palpable atmosphere that is also generated by the way it contrasts, and those contrasts visually are also very much emblematic of the thematic contrasts that form the core aspect of this work, in my opinion. So this was another amazing experience. It was a really amazing experience to watch it in this particular format, and I think the power of the film was, for me, so enhanced in terms of that particular viewing mode or experience. So my number 3 favorite 4K release goes to this, which is Criterion's release for Menace to Society. My number 2 favorite 4K UHD release from Criterion this year goes to that title, which is designated at by Criterion, at SPY number 1101. Uncut Gems. Uncut Gems, it really looks great. It looks great on Blu-ray, fantastic on the Blu-ray, and it looks and sounds just it's incredible. The 4K UHD experience for me with Uncut Gems was incredible. It was really incredible. I was hypnotized, and I was mesmerized, and I was so enthralled, and I was taken with the color and the sound. The Blu-ray is excellent. The Blu-ray is really excellent, don't get me wrong, but the 4K UHD release is also quite stellar. So I was very taken with this overall, including the way it looked and the way it sounded. And on the 4K UHD presentation by Criterion, it sounds and looks awesome. So for me, this is my number 2 favorite 4K release from Criterion, that being Uncut Gems. And that leaves as my number 1 favorite 4K UHD release from this year, 2021, from Criterion. This film, which is so special, and the way it looks and sounds on the new format revealed to me certain other aspects that I had not thought about or not noticed before. And so I'm still thinking about those details. I'm haunted by them. And the film I'm talking about, of course, is that title, which has been designated by Criterion at SPY number 779. And it is the work which is Mulholland Drive. The 4K UHD experience of Mulholland Drive was, it was very overwhelming. And the look of it, the sound of it, I felt like almost the vibration of the hum of certain humming sounds. And I mentioned the anecdote about my watching of the 4K version and the scene involving coffee, coffee cup or espresso. And so that's an example of a little detail that I was able to catch that I had not caught before. But then it made me think, what was the reason for that particular detail in the context of the story? What was going on here? And then things tend to spiral. Those go out of control in terms of possibility and wonder. And that's a type of feeling of engagement that I got when I watched this in the 4K format. Now, I'm a big fan of this film, and I'm a big fan of the film on the Blu-ray format that has always been made available, that still is, and it's great, great, great stuff. It's great. And so I'm not saying one is better than the other, but what I am saying is I really got a lot. I got a real kick out of the watching of this film for the I don't know how many times I've seen this film, so many times, but I saw it again. But again, I was able to catch new things that I was not able to see before. So I'm looking forward immensely to watching this over and over and over again on many formats, including, of course, this new offering of 4K UHD. So it's this, my favorite 4K UHD release from Criterion from this year. And perhaps that's also apropos too, because we understand that this is, chronologically speaking and historically speaking, the first of the 4K releases from Criterion. It is this, Mulholland Drive. My friends, so that's it for now as far as the 4K releases. So what do you think? Were you impressed? Were you not impressed? How did you feel about the 4K offerings from Criterion with employing this new format? Please let me know in the comments section below, my dear, dear friends. Okay, so I will see you at the next favorites category video. But until then, my friends, please be happy and healthy and well, and please keep on watching a lot of great, great movies. So thank you so much for your time. As always, I very, very much appreciate it. So until we see each other again, thank you and cheers.